everything you have, because that spotter is not going to be there for you for the rest of your life. If you want to grow 1 millimeter more, if you want to push, just push a little harder. Everybody wants to grow a little bit taller, so we got to push a little bit harder. Life is lived on levels, and I can't bring my spotter with me. The spotter cannot walk with you all of your life. At some point, you got to say, I got this.
Alright, let's see what I can do.
Push!
How we doing this?
Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I got this. I got this.
What's up with
If
it?
I have to do it alone, I will. Because to fulfill this vision, to fulfill my destiny, ultimately, I'm depending on the God that put the dream in my heart and myself. With tears in your eyes, with broken hands and a heavy heart, if nobody is there, and you are in a room by yourself, start alone. But get started. Help is coming. But everything rises and falls on you. Oftentimes, the people that you wanted in your life will reject you, and that rejection
Can I get a new
is
stream here
protection.
sometime?
It is a blessing, because it's the same people that rejected you that will need you and that will rely on you. Come on, how many people have you tried to help when you were bleeding, battered, and broken? How many times have you called for help and the help was toxic? Come on, how many times have you asked for advice and the advice brought more adversity? Take responsibility for yourself. Take control of your life. I need you to understand your worth and stop playing the blame game. Because 9 times out of 10, the people that hurt you, you brought them into your life. And so you got to reflect over the past. You have to acknowledge the present. And you have to cast vision for your future. And take accountability. And kill the self-condemnation. Stop tearing yourself down on the inside. Stop saying one thing, thinking another, and acting in a whole nother way. How you think is how you talk, and how you talk must be how you behave.
See what I
Because
got.
your thoughts will determine your behavior, and your behavior determines your future. And so everything's got to line up. And so you need an alignment, an internal alignment. I can't align you. You got to make the decision to align
Oh my
yourself.
God.
You can hear a speech and make
Your
a
lag
decision.
is
But every day you have
crazy.
to make that decision. That decision has to
Oh, that's a
evolve
big
into
lag.
discipline.
Oh, we gonna have to fix that.
And discipline turns into
Yeah, we gonna have to
mastery.
fix that.
And
That lag
mastery
crazy.
builds momentum. You're
I
not
ain't finna
going
kill
to
nobody
always
with
get it
this.
right, but you gotta keep going. When you start alone,
Oh my
you
goodness, this
possess
lag
a
is
power
wild.
that few can handle.
If you don't have self-confidence, here's what you have. You have a really bad reputation with yourself. You have built a habit of not keeping the promises you make to yourself. We've all heard this before. You need to believe and know that you're one decision, one relationship, one meeting, one book, one thought, one something away from a completely different life. Here's how I built what I would call almost superhuman confidence in spite of my insecurity. Think about that. Superhuman confidence in spite of my insecurity. It's an effort play. If you don't have self-confidence, you've never kept the promises you make to yourself. Check that box. If you have self-confidence, you've started to keep the promises you make to yourself. If you want to have superhuman self-confidence, you keep the promises you make to yourself and one more. So if I'm going to get up and I'm going to work out, I'm going to do 10 reps in the gym, I do
Oh,
one.
this lag is
5
crazy.
minutes on the treadmill, I do
Oh my gosh,
10
bro. I gotta
contacts
get
in a
used to
day,
this.
I do that.
I gotta
and
find a
one
way to
more.
change.
I'm going to tell my daughter I
Need
love
somebody
her
to
every
help.
day. I'm going to do that and one more. Because in life, we don't get our goals, we get our standards long term. And so if your standard is one more, what starts to happen is you go, I'm willing to do things other people aren't willing to do. And I combine that I have great faith, great associations, and I intend to help people. This is a formula to build wonderful self-confidence and never lack humility when you have it. Never link your confidence to your ability. If it's predicated on your abilities or your achievements, you're always going to be chasing it. But if you link your confidence to your intentions, man, you have
Alright,
beautiful intentions. And that
test
is
run, I
something
guess.
knew
This
about.
is test
I
run
know I
anyway.
have a good heart. And all of us, we run around carrying
I
these
gotta get all this
baggage.
stuff
I'm
right.
not qualified because I made this mistake. I had this bankruptcy. This relationship didn't work. I did this thing you don't know about. I'm so ashamed of.
That's why you're qualified.
That's the thing that qualifies you.
Yeah.
The humanness in you. You are the only human being with your combination of gifts that you were given, whatever they are, and your experience. And real human beings help real human beings by being vulnerable and transparent and saying, I know where you are. I've messed up worse. I've made greater mistakes. I felt worse. I know that depression. I know that anxiety. I know that shame. I know what that feels like. You're one away, one relationship, one meeting, one person, one thought away from changing your life.
So how do we let go of the past?
Well, we have to create a compelling future. In other words, you're not going to let go of one thing until you've grabbed onto the next.
You have to create a new
You
future.
have to create a future. And by the way, it's okay that you don't believe all of it initially, as long as it becomes repetitive and we begin to take steps towards it, right? So for me, I still have stuff from my past. There's still a little part of me that doesn't want to be broke. There's still a little bit of fear. I've said
But you're not broke.
Yeah, but I mean, you've interviewed some of the most successful actors and entertainers, so have I. And you get them privately, and sometimes on your show they go, "You afraid it's going to go away?" They go, "Yeah, I am. That's why I work so hard." So there's an element of that that's okay. It's creating this vision for your life that's compelling. Can you survive the temporary? And if you can survive the temporary, it says on the other side of temporary pain, you get introduced to your other self. And that other self produces that other life. And so here's what happens for most of us. We think everything's permanent. And because we think it's permanent, we make permanent decisions based on temporary conditions. Even our bodies, even our souls, are temporary. But if your body isn't permanent, your problem isn't, your pain isn't, you need to create a different relationship with pain in your life. For most people, their relationship with the pain and the inconvenience is to avoid it.
Avoid as
So
much
if you
as
could be,
possible.
but if you could say to yourself, on the other side of this is this other self. The hardest working you've ever been, the most crazy focus you've ever been, was the happiest you've ever been in your life. And the truth of the matter is that most of you don't understand the effort, the time, the focus, the obsessiveness that's required to do something great with your life. But you have to get great, and you have to be intentional, you have to be obsessive.
Yeah.
I know what you put into this. I know what the time is. I know what the relentless pace is. I know what the focus is. I know what you think about. I know this has to be something that's just infectious, and when people get around you, it emanates, and there's an energy, and there's like, this person's just gonna will this to happen.
Right.
I think just most people dramatically underestimate the amount of obsessive, crazy, relentless focus it takes to be great at something.
Yes.
And then they go, well, I don't want to be that out of balance or control. Then you don't want to be great. My default personality is insecure,
Even today.
even today.
Come on.
Very much.
Really?
Very much.
How is that default? You wake up and you say, I'm a nobody, or what? What's the
I
story?
lack this. I'm fooling everybody.
Really?
If they really knew, you know, I've always tried to disqualify myself. I was bullied as a kid. My dad was an alcoholic. I wasn't a real big guy. I disqualify myself because, you know, the truth is that maybe for a while, everything that I got that was love when I was a child only came when I achieved something. I wasn't good in school. The only thing I was good at was sports. So my default is tons of insecurity. I love to beat myself up with mistakes I've made. I did this, I did that, I should have done this, I didn't do that. And I've always thought these mistakes, these weaknesses of mine, disqualify me from being happy or helping people. The confidence part is a thing I'm always going to have to work on.
Even today, even with all the success and the massive show and the big businesses and all the homes and everything that people see,
Yeah.
what else do you need though to feel more
I
confident?
don't need other things. It's an internal game. The stuff is really fleeting and temporary. So it's not stuff. What needs to happen for me is that I'm most confident when I'm living in my intention, which is to serve. Like, that's a beautiful expression of a man. A real man
Oh
is
my
capable
God.
of real love. That's a sign of real strength.
This lag
And
is
what we do
crazy,
gravitate
bro.
towards
I
familiar
hate this
emotions in our
stuff.
life, even if they're not.
Oh, I gotta fix
serve us.
this.
And I don't think there's negative or positive emotion. They'll say this in the
I
book.
don't know
There just
how
are.
to yet.
Yes.
I'm
Fear
sure I
isn't
gotta fix that
negative.
mug. This
Fear in abundance is negative.
probably
Some
gonna get it
frustration,
killed.
some anger is appropriate. It's the dosage
I don't know how to
level.
put it on here,
And you
though.
get these 4 or 5 of them. For me, some chaos is okay. It's fun. It's exciting. It's exhilarating, right? But getting it every day, every week, every month, all the time. Chaos is my gateway emotion to the ones I don't want. Chaos gives me stress. Chaos gives me anger. Chaos gives me frustration. Chaos gives me fear. I used to think, well, that's a superpower though, because I've created all these external.
Look what I made.
Look what I did.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it because of that. The truth is I did it in spite of it.
You did.
And there's a lot of things in our lives that we have linked to our formula, our recipe of success that we hold on to, that you've done in spite of those things, not because of those things. But my dad knew I was a dreamer. And my dad would always say, you know, I was one decision away from changing my life the whole time. One choice. And he'd say, Eddie, you're not as far away from these dreams as you think you are. And I'd say, really, Dad? He'd go, no, you're actually a lot closer than you think. But because you think it's so far away, you behave in accordance with that belief system, and it always keeps it that far away from you. If the things most important to you are your worries, fears, anxieties, problems, bills, you will continue to have people, places, and things revealed to you that confirm it. My definition of greatness is that you create a life that matches your vision for your life, and that's greatness, no matter what that looks like for you.
I get up at 3 because it's silent. It's easier to be focused when the environment is focused. Most of you wake up and you try to make money. Listen to me. If you would make you, money would come to you. Okay, you missed that whole thing I just said. If you would make you a better person, you'd make more money. Now, watch what I do. The way people spend their money or treat their money is how I treat my time. All right, let me explain what I mean to you. I make sure that every single day in that 24-hour period that I'm getting a whole bunch of wins. So I'm supposed to be doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time, doing this at this time. The problem with most of you waking up and you worshiping money. Man, I was in the back when Cole was like, E, I got this opportunity for you. I got this opportunity. I got this opportunity. When you become number one, you have to chase opportunities. So I became number one. Not meaning I'm better than nobody else. It means I just mastered my craft to the point that I know what I do that nobody else do. I know that I have a way of doing in this industry what nobody else does, and I picked out in this industry, I carved out my own room. And your problem is you at 50% knocking on doors trying to get the results, somebody at 100%. And you wonder why it ain't working. Because while you're doing what they're doing, you're not, they are. So why do I put more emphasis on time than I put on money? Because they print money. They don't print time. So I'm gonna say it one more time. You are worshiping the thing that they make every day. They don't make time every day. Ain't nobody print time. I ain't met them yet. I ain't met no billionaire. I ain't met no trillionaire. I ain't met no institution. I ain't met no company. I ain't met nobody print money. So why are you spending more time on the thing they print every day than the thing, you know why? Because you're not developing and you're following other people. And you understand that the real thing is time and you ain't got a lot of it. You start focusing on your time, and when you get your time right, money will come. Some people go to Dubai once every 10 years. I'm going every other month. Why? When you master yourself, you put yourself in a position that a lot of people can't do what you do, and then you become rare. And diamonds are rare. That's why they cost so much.
Only one hit.
If you would become rare, you just like everybody else.
Dang, I hate this lag, bro.
You just like everybody else. When you become you and you become rare, you become a...
This lag is so crazy.
You will take full ownership. And the reason why I say it's my fault, even when it's not my fault, because when I say it's your fault, I give you power. I give you control over my life. And I will never give another human control over my life. It's my fault. It's my problem. I'm coming up with the solution for it. Stop being average. Average people can't forgive. Average people can't let go. The greats, we do whatever it takes. Those who have a why can bear almost any how. How did I become number one in the world? Found out my wife had multiple sclerosis. They told my wife, listen to me, y'all. My wife's so beast mode. They told my wife she had MS. She's like, bet. Then they told her she had to quit her job.
Tear came out of her eye. The doctor said, "You don't have insurance?" She said, "Yeah, I got insurance." She looked at her like, "Why are you crying if you got insurance?" My wife's identity is in her waking up and working every day. She went to school to be a registered nurse. She went to school to do breast and cervical cancer. She didn't want to be at home. She didn't want to be no home wife. She literally went to school to be a nurse. She loves her job. But when they told her she had to quit, my wife's like, "I don't know what I'm going to do." I said, "How much you make?" She told me $5.
I still got the dub, though. Let's go.
Times 12, so I'm like,
Yeah.
60 times 30 years, how much? 1.8 million. I'm
All
working
right.
every day.
Just gotta figure out how to change this little lag.
I'm number one in the world, not because I'm a better speaker.
All right, we just gotta figure out how to change this little lag. After this, we'll be streaming soon. Definitely be streaming soon, and figure out how to get this on here too. We're gonna end that stream. OBS. Where the OBS at? I don't even think that even got to YouTube. It's crazy though. Stop streaming. You would not be